Hi, this is Tattoo Tony playing my theme song. Enjoy.
Hey, this is Tattoo Tony, and we're taking a look at the James Clemens Jr. house. It was built between 1859 and 1860. It's an example of Greek Revival-style architecture, and it was designed by Patrick Walsh. One of the unusual features is the extensive use of cast iron ornament on the front of the facade. It has been said that it is the finest application of cast iron on a residential building outside of New York City. Cast iron was usually utilized on commercial structures. His nephew was the famous Samuel Clemens, otherwise known as Mark Twain, and he supposedly visited the house on several occasions. James Clemens died in 1878. His heirs sold the mansion in 1885 to the Sisters of St. Joseph, who constructed a large chapel, which we'll see part of later on in the video, on the grounds in 1896. When you're looking at the building, and it looks like there's a building on the left and one on the right, the one on the right is the chapel. They're connected in between by a room, which I'll show in the video too. The sisters remained there until 1949, when the property was purchased by the Vicentian fathers and brothers. The house was made a city landmark in 1971, and in any case, a little bit, here's some old photos of the home. This one shows it, that past one showed it with the chapel there, and there was also a photograph, if you want to rewind, that showed the house without the chapel built, so an older photograph. In any case, a little bit about James Clemens. In the 1830s, James Clemens Jr. was a highly successful merchant living in St. Louis. He was also the uncle of the famed author Samuel Clemens, better known by his pen name Mark Twain. James married the shy, gentle Eliza Melanphy in 1833, and together they had 12 children in 20 years. No wonder he had a big-ass house. In 1849, the Great Cholera epidemic swept through St. Louis by steamboats, carrying the disease from India to the ports of the United States and up through the Mississippi River. 1/8 of the city's population was decimated in only 6 months. Crazy. 1/8 of St. Louis's population was decimated in 6 months, including a 2-year-old of the Clemens family. Eliza died a few years later in 1853, leaving James with 7 remaining children. Distraught and alone, instead of remarrying, he appropriated a small fortune to construct a new house where he would be able to see his wife every day until his last. This new memorial residence was designed by Patrick Walsh in 1858. Walsh and Porter White, a plaster artist, were instructed by the grieving Mr. Clemens to reproduce Eliza's image in the ornamental plaster ceiling molding on the first floor, in a Carrara marble mantel in the parlor, and in other design elements. St. Louis's Great Fire in 1849 convinced Clemens that the home needed to be fireproof. So the Greek Revival Palladian Villa was adorned with many cast iron features. Eliza's death mask was carefully recreated in cast iron and used in the exterior ornamentation. James Clemens Jr. resided at the somewhat morbid home until his death in 1879. In 1885, the building was sold to the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet, who added a dormitory to the rear of the residence, most notably a graceful chapel in 1896. The chapel was designed by Aloysius Gillick, who was also, if I said that right, who was also an architect of several other local archdiocese buildings, including St. Mary's Infirmary. The 2-story brick building features an ornate front porch, red sandstone ornaments, and sills. The sisters left the building in 1949 and were followed by the Vicentian fathers and brothers for some time. The buildings became a city landmark again in 1971. In 1979, a series of different social service groups passed ownership throughout the years. They did not maintain the building. You can see that. Thank you, social service groups, for not maintaining the building. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody should have stepped in. This is crazy. Anyways, there was a society that was using the old building as a homeless shelter. So now, the homeless need places to go, but there are like warehouses and other places besides this beautiful building to put them. I hope that doesn't sound crass. And by this time, many renovations were badly needed. In 2001, a Buddhist organization bought the property to use as a retreat center, but it could not raise enough funds to restore the buildings. Major structural damage had begun to take hold, and the city condemned the buildings. In 2009, it was purchased by a developer, Sam McKee, who is a somewhat controversial figure. You can go, I'm not saying good or bad, but you can go look that up. He's taken a lot of property in St. Louis through eminent domain, and although the property has had some stabilization work performed, redevelopment has since halted. And if stabilization, you mean some 2x4s being thrown up here and there, and I don't know, a few poles, I guess some 2x4s. I guess if you want to call it stabilization, it is what it is. I tried to show as much as I could of this. It's really pretty sad. I'm trying to give you as much detail as I can. Just for the history alone, this building was worthwhile to film and try to get what I could get. St. Louis is full of stuff, guys. I'm not going to run out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that have already been lost that I haven't filmed, but there's just so much, it's unbelievable. My favorite person on YouTube, or my favorite person to make these sort of videos that I'm making, although you can't really put him in the same category because he's that much better, but Dan Bell. Dan Bell should come to St. Louis. Somebody should tell him to come here, and I'll take him to place after place after place. Big places, churches, theaters, you know. Anyway, somebody should tell him to come down here so he can film and document St. Louis, because I know he's from Baltimore, and Baltimore has a lot of cool old history. St. Louis does too. I think he came by here once and did a hotel on the outskirts, but I was really kind of disappointed that I haven't seen him do some of the best stuff in St. Louis. That, you know, anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm a huge fan of his. So, if you haven't watched him yet and you're watching this video, make sure you check him out and then come back to my channel and watch. This is pretty sketchy here. I'm getting ready to go into an upper part of the chapel. Sorry, guys, about the shaky camera sometimes. I don't know why I was kind of shaky today. There's some different things I could use to hold my camera mounts that would keep it from being shaky when I'm moving it around. Hopefully soon I'll be able to buy a couple things that'll help me take a little better video. I was a little shaky here because the floor was a little sketchy too. I know that may seem like a poor excuse. This is beautiful, this part of the chapel here. But in any case, the floor was really sketchy. I mean, you could fall through anywhere. Yeah, this place is just falling apart. Right there behind you, zoomed without my other lens on, so you can really see those angels above you. Okay. I really don't understand people's need and desire to spray paint on buildings like this. I don't know, I'm not really a tough guy, but please don't let me catch you spray painting on a building like this, because I'm likely to just throw my camera at your head. You know, get a camera, get a video camera. Graffiti and important architectural and historic buildings is not cool. I'm trying to tone down my cursing, but you're a fucking lunkhead. If you spray painted a building like this, you're like gum stuck to my shoe. That's a really cool hinge. Look at the detail on the door hinges. I wish I could have seen this place all together. Even when maybe the social service group was in here. Man, I guess it's good if nobody else wanted the building, but if you can't keep it up, man, try to get it to somebody who can. Anyways, Clemens was the second son of 4 children. Jeremiah Clemens from Virginia. And anyways, they went to Kentucky, in Kentucky County, Virginia, in 1787, where he operated the Big Black Horse Tavern in Danville. His older brother, Thomas Clemens, died unmarried and without issue. Huh. He died without issue. That's interesting. How do you die without issue? You're dead. Anyways, his younger sisters were Elizabeth Clemens and Isabella Clemens. He started his career engaged in mercantile business with his uncle James Clemens Sr. in Huntsville, Madison County, Alabama, then in Mississippi Territory. He then moved to Missouri, then part of Missouri Territory, in 1816, where he became a successful storekeeper. Later he became active in banking. He did much to help the family of Mark Twain, of whom he was a relative. So, Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer, we owe it all to the man who built this mansion. Or not. But you see the connection. I'm still trying to figure out why somebody would want to have 12 children. Sorry for those fast pans, guys. There's a little ramp here. This part of the building was getting kind of dangerous. I didn't go too far. I don't know, bro. It's pretty rough. I do last floor, but I don't go very far up there either. It's just too dangerous. I like this shot though. This was kind of neat. It was kind of windy, but for those of you who like the paranormal, we could say maybe that the ghost of his child who was immortalized in the building was swinging that fixture. Stand on the right side of it. Yes, it does. Sorry I didn't get this video out earlier, guys. It's almost midnight, and pretty soon here I start uploading it. I really wanted to get it up so you guys could watch it on Friday, but I guess when you wake up on Saturday, you can watch. I'll see if I can't get another video out this weekend on this one. The next one will probably be the next part of the Castle School, the giant St. Louis school that's 4 stories and takes up a whole city block. So if you're on my channel and you haven't seen that, there should be 3 or 4 parts. It's a crazy school that was built in, I don't know, 1910 or something by a famed architect, William Ittner. So I'm going to film several of those schools. I have a couple already, so stay tuned for those. Okay guys, this motherfucker is like 4 or 5 floors, but I'm not looking for any more details because this place is dangerous. And I really don't want to die in here. It's not worth it. So, sorry if you didn't see enough, but I'm not gonna die. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't mean to sound terse there, but I guess those are kind of, those are Greek, yeah. Kind of creepy Greek. Thanks for watching. By the way, go to nd.photography at Instagram. So if you type in nd.photography, you can see high quality images from the shoots. My friend Andrew's been coming along with me taking photos. Thanks for watching.